Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to go over the PM Silver Bullet on Wednesday, August 23rd. So when we come to the charts, what do we see? Well, we are definitely been bullish, but we see buy-side liquidity has been taken. Okay, so I am a 2022 mentorship model, ICT mentorship model trader. So that means I'm a reversal trader. I can do continuation trades as well, but most of my trades I look for the 2022 mentorship model, even a micro version of it, to get in and take my entries. I've backtested a ton of times. A lot of my videos are this model, so you see that it just continuously reoccurs all the time. So why change something that's not broke? So obviously we have the first setup where we have the liquidity has been taken, so now we're looking for a market structure shift. Okay, so I'm going to show you where there's two different variations of market structure shift. One's a short-term low where a lot of people call a market structure shift, and then I'll show you where the actual market structure shift is and where I got in the trade. Okay, so I will be buying and selling based on TradingView, so let's just get started. Okay, well, that's a good sign. Okay. Okay, well, here's where a few things. A lot of people will call this the market structure shift, right? Because this is the swing low that created a high, but it's not the high, right? Some people will say, hey, it left behind a fair value gap, right? Let's mark that on the chart. Okay. Some people would use this right here, this little swing low right here. They would call this. I'm going to mark these as short-term low. Weird. And I'll change this one to. And if you use this one, right, you'd see this fair value gap here. And if you would have got in on this based on the rules, right? Okay, you got in, your stop would be above this, one tick above, and you would have got taken out right there. Okay, that's not the real structure though. That's just a swing low. Okay, this one really isn't the structure either. It's just a swing low. The real move here really is this one. Is the swing low that created eventually the swing high, right? You could use this if you wanted to, but again, you would have been taken out here. It would have lost, right? It's not really a great. For me, it's the major one. It's the bigger one. This is the swing low. Okay, that's the one I'm looking for, at least for me. Okay, there's different versions. You can trade however you want. That's you. Some people trade this one. A lot of people take this one. That's fine. That's not how I trade. There's a fair value gap right here. It's a good sign leaving fair value gaps. I like that. That's a good sign. So I do like that it's doing that. Okay. If you were using this as your swing low, or your market structure shift, and you use this fair value gap, you probably would have got filled right there, and you could go short. So that's a potential entry right here. It's not one that I used, but I do have a market structure shift right here as long as it closes below. There you go. There's a market structure shift right there. There is a fair value gap right here. So just got to let price play out, see what it's doing. Left behind another fair value gap. So mark that on the chart. Okay. You may just leave without us. It's all right. Okay, so let's just pull a fib from here to here. Where do we want to be? I want to be in premium to go short. Okay, so I'm taking it, if it comes up in this fair value gap right here, it's close to the 62%, 0.62, I'm getting in. It's optimal trade entry area. Okay, right there. I'm selling short right there. Why can you sell short there? Is the fair value gap the greatest entry? No. Not in this case, because what do I see when I look left? I see a breaker block right here. Why did I use both candles for the breaker block? Well, you could have just used the bottom one right here, right? But this wick goes lower, and I want that wick. So I wasn't just going to do that and just say, hey, I'm going to take part of it. I'm going to take the body of that candle too. Here's my breaker block, okay? So you're hitting the breaker block. Even if someone's like, hey, no, you got to use the no. You got to use the last candle, even if the other one's longer. It still hits it right there. So however you want to look at it, it hit the breaker block. So I'm going to use the bigger one. That's just how I'm going to do it. So I got in right there at right where that candle closed. Okay, where's my long position? I go one tick above the breaker block, the higher side of the breaker block. So for me, that's where I want to have my stop. I'm at 2 handles. I'm aiming for 5 handles. I don't trade less than 5, so 2, 5. And that is, this right here is my, I'll take this off. This is my draw on liquidity right there. This low. So let's see what happens. I'll take my partial somewhere in the 60% range, somewhere in here. There's no structure to use, so it's roughly 60-70% on a close of candle. Well, let's say that's close enough. Let's take one off. Now my stop's at break even, so I'm going to move my stop on here. You see where my trailing stop is. Now my stop is right here. Alright, there you go. We're out of the trade. Let's see what the rest of the hour did. Alright. There is, take this off. Alright, so we saw that we took buy side liquidity has been taken. We waited for a market structure shift. We saw that right here. We also used the breaker block, left behind a few fair value gaps. Price came down. We pulled the fib from the high to the low. We were in a premium to go short. That's ideal. Not mandatory, but is ideal. We came up into the fair value gaps, into the breaker block. We took our entry. Didn't expect to break the breaker block, so we put our stop one tick above the breaker block. And we took a partial about 60% of the way, and then we took our TP at the bottom of this low here, and we had 5 handles, and that's the Silver Bullet setup for the PM session on Wednesday, August 23rd.